Hey, welcome back to Archive440. Today we're going to be talking about parts. When you are inside your dashboard in Archive440, you're able to go through and take a look at your repertoire. Once you're in your repertoire and you look at a piece of music, like this piece in particular, we're looking at a patriotic prayer. So we have all of our information, we know how much time it takes, we know who composed it, and everything that we've got, our program notes. But one thing that we have over here is our instrumentation. And with this, you actually can see this particular piece has a piano part and an SATB vocal. What's fantastic about Archive440 is it's not only a way to organize your music information, it's also a great way to organize your PDFs. So simply by clicking on this file, I can actually download the PDF SATB part vocal. But how do we get that in there? So if we take a look at our repertoire, you can see here that it lets us know I've actually toggled on the parts so I can know how many parts I have included. So if we go down here, you can see parts. You can actually see how many parts are included for each individual piece of music. So there are 16 parts attached to this An Outdoor Overture. If I look over here, I can see that I have no parts attached to Ancient Airs. So I can really quickly see, okay, what do I have PDFs for? When I am creating my parts, depending on what kind of ensemble you are, you have anything between vocals, which can, soprano, soprano one, soprano two, alto one, alto two. And then you've got, bell choirs that have very specific, unique parts. So what we've done in Archive440, we've actually created a parts name because everyone has different needs. So if you come into your part names, you can actually create your own parts. So for an orchestra, I would come in, and these have already been put into the system. But if I needed to add one, let's say I'm having a banjo for this particular piece, and I don't have a banjo part in Archive440 yet. I haven't created it. All I have to do is go to this Add New Part, simply type in the name, and hit Create. From there, it's actually going to create that part name, and it puts it at the very bottom of your list. Now, as you can see, there's quite a few here. So the nice thing about using a system like this is you can use a Control Find feature. So for Mac, it's Command F. With Windows, it's Control Find. And if I wanted to find my banjo, I can type that in here, and it pops up and tells me how many I have on this page. So I can see here, I can either edit this part name. So if I want to make it banjo 1 or alto banjo or whatever I want to do, I can. Or I can delete it altogether. Now in this case, I accidentally put an extra banjo in. I probably should have checked first to make sure I didn't have a banjo part. As this is our demo account, we're okay. One thing to realize though is that this is the list that will show up every time you're creating a piece of music. So you can go in and actually change the order of this list if you wanted to. And that makes it easier because, again, for like a full orchestra, you're usually looking at, flute 1, flute 2, flute 3, or piccolo, flute 1, flute 2. So you can, or again, in vocals, soprano 1, soprano 2, alto 1, alto 2. So you can customize this list. So every time that you're putting a new piece of music into your repertoire, that list is going to show up for you more than in a way that makes sense for your ensemble. So again, just going into repertoire, now that we have our part names in there, if we go into a piece that we need to add our PDFs to, all I have to do is simply go to my piece and let's pretend like we know what it is. We want to search for it. Instead of going through all 150 pieces, I simply hit on title. I can type in the name that I'm looking for with my active search, and then I come in here and I'm able to go and see which ones I have. So let's say, all right, here's the one that I want to add. This is a new one that we've got. Actions. I'm just going to hit that edit button. And now I can see I have all of the instruments that are in my parts list. So if I want to go ahead and start filling in, all right, I have a violin 1 part. I need to click on that. All I have to do is hit the little paperclip here, and it's going to let me go into my files where I can go and select a file. That has to be a PDF, but I can select that file, and then it will show up as a file here for me. Once you've gone through and updated and put all of your parts and your PDFs in, just make sure to come over and hit that save piece. Once everything is saved, then it's in Archive440. You can access it from any computer as long as you have your username and password. Big thing, if you don't see a way to edit your music, if you come over into actions and that action button is just not there for you, or it just says view, that means that you are set up as a view only. So you would need to contact your administrator and just make sure that you have the right credentials to get in and actually edit a piece of music. Now, what's great for people who are members only, for view only access, they can go in and see information, but they can't edit that piece if they don't have the right credentials. Just so you can see what that looks like for a member view, if we come in, they would be able to click view, and then they'd be able to see any files attached that were here for your PDFs. All right. Well, if you have any questions, we're always happy to hear from you. You can reach out to us at support@archive440.com. You can also ask any questions and reach out at info@archive440.com. Thank you very much.